folks. Welcome to a little mini weird thing that we've decided to do called an Alephawn Interlude. We're just doing these in-between sessions every now and again while Alephawn's not with the party. If circumstances permit, maybe we'll do it with other characters who are not with the party, but for now I think we're just doing Alephawn. I am out of breath for some reason. That's crazy. Oh, all right. I don't have any other announcements. Oh yeah, Void and Nar are here just to chill, just to hang, just to watch, just to relax, you know. Oh my god, hi.
Oh my god, hi.
Ugh, why am I like out of breath, dude? What the fuck
I'm
happened?
like scared for no reason.
Yeah, well, it's weird, right? Because it's like a new thing. Like it's really low stakes, but because it's new.
I don't know. I feel bad that
And
it's.
also you're alone.
Yeah, I'm alone.
The main character with no one to save you, no one to farm sneak attack off of. Just you, and only you. Anyway, we're ready to hop into it. I don't have any announcements really. This is the part where you affirm me, Pigeon.
What?
D&D tomorrow.
This is the part where you affirm me. I said, "Are we ready?"
Yes.
Okay. We'll say this takes place 3 or 4 days after the party has left you on the island of the Assembly to... Let's be honest, it feels kind of like a timeout in a way. You requested this, but the way that it was framed by Doc and some of the others makes it really feel like you've been put in timeout to think about what you've done. Regardless, you have been putting the time to good use. You've been kind of, checking up on some friends, spending some time with Arya for good measure. And importantly, you've begun the process of getting Storm into school. Now, unfortunately, on account of, his upbringing, he is not exactly at a point where he can just dive directly into college-level classes. So, instead of that, because there is not really a formal high school here, because it's not really a place people typically live full-time, you instead have I've picked out a tutor for him. Now, what this tutor looks like or who they are is something that we can discuss, but I have not quite gotten there yet. But we'll say that this starts as you're coming back into Greta's house, having just finally picked out a tutor that Storm seemed to jive with. As you kind of come in, Storm immediately goes over to the kitchen table and sits down. This is, I don't know, more bureaucracy than I had imagined.
Yeah, but education, at least it's finally possible,
Yeah. I mean, we're paying out the ass for it, but,
Hey, in a couple years, you're gonna be smarter than me, alright?
You know what? When you frame it like that, you know what? Yeah. No, I'm a lot more okay with this now.
Mm-hmm.
I can get behind that. I mean, not like I really had a problem with it before. It's just like, I just feel like I suddenly I feel like I've been able to just chill for the longest time. And now I have this really big task ahead of me that I know I'm going to be doing for, I don't know, how long does school take? Months? Like a year?
What I've heard is it's way longer than a year.
What, like 2 years?
Like,
how long do you do school for? How much can they teach you?
I think there's like there's like higher levels of education. So you have like your basic stuff, like alphabet and like basic math. And then there's like that. Algebra, which I don't know what really that is. All I know is that there's like they added letters, and I think that's, and then there's like another level.
Wait, pause. What do you mean they added letters?
I don't know.
How do you add letters to math?
I don't know.
It's numbers and like plus signs and minus signs.
I don't know. My point is that there's higher levels.
Maybe this education thing is bullshit anyway.
I would still continue it.
Only so I can be smarter than you.
Huh.
So, do we have any plans for dinner? You hear from downstairs kind of a muffled explosion sound in the basement.
Alright, I'm gonna go check on that. You go dig in the kitchen, see what we got.
Sure thing. Alright, and you leave Storm to his devices. Also, hi, Spud. Just hi. As you leave Storm to his own devices and go down the stairs into, actually down the Gretavator, rather, into Greta's basement. Coming down, you can see one or two torches adorning the walls, one of which seems to have been snuffed by an explosion, and you can see at the center of it is Jasper, holding a small yellowish crystal with soot covering his face and surrounding the walls around him.
Yeah, he like looks around at
He
the
kind of
damage.
he very gently puts it back on the shelf. Okay.
You good?
Oh. Hi. Yes. I'm fine. It was mostly just soot. Fuck. Do you know anything about these like magical power crystals? I was hoping Greta would have something, but I don't think that one's gonna work. A little too unstable.
Alright, I'm gonna look at the crystals.
It's just like a line of yellow crystals that have been put on the shelf. One of them seems to have been depowered, which is the one he just put back. It has a severely diminished glow to the others. I've been working on the mold for Doc's scythe trident thing, and I was hoping that I could find a sustainable power source down here. Something tells me that I am maybe dabbling things I don't understand, though.
We're gonna take a look at the crystals. Can I like, I don't know, do an arcana or like see what if I've seen them before?
Give me an arcana.
Okay. I do not have any bonus to my arcana. 15.
15. You've not seen them in this coloration, or rather in this size, either. But these are not too far away from... It's actually been a while now. But they're not too far away from those crystals that you saw on near Rogue, on the island where you fought the Hydra. You remember, at least vaguely, because I only remember it vaguely, some of the party trying to dig them up and them becoming depowered when pulled out of the ground. But these seem like they're kind of the same make and structure, although those ones, to your knowledge, are not explosion prone.
So, where'd you get these crystals?
I didn't get them. They were down here.
These are just in Greta's supply?
Yeah, no, I was digging around.
They look similar to ones I've seen before on a different island.
Yeah?
Yeah. I didn't realize that there was some kind of energy source, though. Every time we would, like, pick them up or anything, they would just kind of die out.
I suppose that makes sense if they're... I assume they were, like, dug into the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah. I notice with these ones, and he kind of, like, very gently pulls the one off the shelf, the one that he depowered off the shelf again, and he kind of flips it around. I noticed that she's got some, like, little thing on the bottom here. He kind of, like, pulls off this little metallic disc from it. And it kind of, like, fully powers off. when he does so.
Well,
something tells me this would keep it stable.
Hmm.
Honestly, I'm kind of lucky that didn't explode again. Don't tell her I did this, by the way.
I probably will, but, like, not right now.
Shit.
I'm trying to think of how far it would be from the assembly.
What, to Rogue?
Yeah, to that island.
I assume you said.
Yeah, I said that it was by Rogue.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't sure. My brain is very scrambled right now.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
Probably like a week, I guess.
How much do you need these power crystals? Like, are they...
I'm kind of stonewalled without something to actually test these enchantments with. Like I can keep toying around with molds and playing with the ideas of enchantments, but I can't actually put dollars to donuts until I have something concrete to work with.
Okay, well... Why do they keep on exploding? Do you know why? Are they, like, too weak?
I have not the slightest clue.
I don't know if
I literally just pulled it off the shelf and just, like, shook it a tiny bit.
Why would you shake it?
Well, I wasn't like a shake. I just moved it quickly from the shelf in my hand.
Okay.
And then it popped. Look, I'm not gonna ask you to take like a week-long trip just to get me one of these crystals. But I am telling you that I can't make any progress until I have something like it.
Sorry, my thing's being a little bit... Okay, there we go. Okay, I will look into getting a ride or a boat there, because, I don't really know how I'm gonna be able to get a ride there.
Where are you getting a ride to? A storm kind of comes down the Gretameter.
We're thinking about maybe going to an island, which you're not going to because you should study, where to try and get, a new enchantment source, I guess? Or at least a test subject with enchantments? If I were to...
Something I can actually channel the enchantment through to make sure it works before I actually start to put it together. How far away are you going?
It's like a week's travel, so...
I mean, my classes don't start for like another 2 weeks.
Storm.
Alephawn.
Okay, first of all, I have to figure out how I'm gonna get this ride. Figure out if we have enough money, or I have to, do what I do. Stow away. Not to mention, Rogue and Assembly have this whole kind of beef with each other, so I'm trying to think of the chances of even ships going to each other, but potentially. And no. It turns at Storm.
Why not? Alephawn, I've literally never been anywhere else.
Yeah, and that's why you shouldn't be hopping around to every other place.
That's exactly why I should be hopping around to every other place. I've been to 2 places.
The Feywild.
Okay, 3 places. Like 2.5.
Okay, that's fair. But still.
I would like to go to other places.
I don't... Last time I was there was like an entire Hydra. I really don't think that is... I know it's like dead now, but still.
What do you mean, but still? You said it's dead.
Yeah, but there might be other creatures, there might be other, like, things around.
Just let me go with you. Come on.
I don't know. I don't know. I really am not sure. I really am leaning towards no. I'm heavily leaning towards saying no because this is a terrible idea.
Fine.
Yeah. Maybe we can go on a different one soonish. But especially when it's just me and not like, the rest of everyone and we're going to just like a lone island with we don't really know what's on there. I don't really want you wandering around an island that's like, I don't know, maybe covered in monsters.
Fine. Fair enough. I think I've had enough fighting for the time being anyway.
Yeah. Also, you should ask Jamal for study tips. I think he'll actually help.
Fair. I think he might be a little bit out of my, I don't know, intellect reach, but, maybe I can just see what he does.
Just imagine, he just can't read, like, half of it.
I can't read.
He's like talking about like the quadratic formula about like logarithmics or whatever the bullshit, and he's just sitting there like, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. I don't got you. Okay.
All right. All right. All right. I will. I guess I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna take some time into doing some like seeing if anyone's going to Rogue, seeing if I get a cheap trip, and like how much it would be and like everything like that. Preparing.
Okay. Give me either a persuasion or investigation check.
Oh, I wonder what I'm gonna do. Wow, that was awful. 16.
Not fantastic, but not bad. It's not like you're asking for anything particularly crazy. There are not a huge amount of ships that go directly from the assembly to Rogue. As you know, they do not have the best of partnerships. While they do still maintain, direct communication, it's not super common that people are going directly from one to the other. That being said, you do find a way to route through like a smaller island that's nearby on the way.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, you're able to procure a round trip for the entire voyage for, we'll say, 6 gold.
Yeah, I can afford that.
Partially due to lateness. You're getting a very last minute call here.
I can afford that. I have enough. All right.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't have the bag of holding on me, but I have I have a bit of gold on me.
All right. So, for the sake of expediency, because we're trying to keep these very short, like an hour tops. I didn't say that at the start, did I? We're trying to keep these like an hour tops, by the way.
Yeah, this is not going to be just an entire fucking session.
No, not just an entire one-on-one session of me and Pidge. I think we'd both go crazy by the end of it. Let's be honest, having just the two of us here already feels a tiny bit awkward. But anyway. Yeah, you're here, silently watching us.
You're allowed to,
Imagine you're at a school play, and there's you and one other person on stage, and there's 3 people in the front row just intently staring at you the entire time, and that's it.
Well, we're not just people. We are your friends.
As well as like anywhere between 5 and 20 hypothetical people that are in the stands behind them.
Well, like 2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Have you seen some of our view counts? Some of them are weird. Don't make sense. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What is here or there? Right, I got off track. For the sake of expediency, because we're trying to keep these under just an hour, we'll say your trip goes relatively uneventfully. Sorry, I'm like actually having a fucking brain fart. We'll say you make it to the island off the coast of Rogue without any major issue. You do actually have to procure like a very small rowing boat for one person on the way. Once you get to Rogue, but we'll say that's factored into your overall pricing already. Just renting it for a day. But you do eventually make your way back over to the island and furthermore to the site where you fought the Hydra, and you can see that kind of familiar lily pad covered like pond has actually become completely overgrown with algae. Like from one side to the other, it's just algae. You cannot see the water, and in fact, you nearly walk into the water before you like feel your foot get a little wet as you're stepping on the algae and have to pull back. It's just about how you remember it. You can see that same rock with that same corpse that once held a +1 short sword that you now have. That is also kind of partially overtaken by algae. You are getting the impression that the Hydra may have been keeping this at bay in some indirect fashion.
I forget about ecosystem stuff. Whatever. Alright, let's go check out the crystals. I'm assuming I got the whatever the thing that Jasper was using with the crystals to be able to...
Yeah, he would have given you that to keep it stable.
Yeah.
Anyway, give me an investigation check.
Oh, damn it. God damn it.
I could offer you perception, but something tells me it won't be that much better. Actually, it will be a good bit better.
It would be very much better.
I'll give you perception. Fuck
Yay! It. Okay, 24.
Well, not like you needed it.
Also, I want to check in on Casey as well, because, you know, it's been a minute.
Yeah. Do you want to say you did that like while you were on the boat, or are you doing that now?
Yeah, I'll do that while I'm on the boat. Just like walking through the thing, you know, talking to Casey.
Yeah. I mean, she's pretty much as she has been. She seems like towards the later bit of the journey a little restless almost. But when questioned, she herself doesn't seem to know why. It's weird that she's restless because, you know, she does not sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But she seems just a little like off kilter, if that makes sense.
While I'm collecting the crystal, I want to kind of like bring the... I guess while I'm looking for crystals, because perception check. Oh my god, hello,
Yes.
baby gecko! Oh, sorry, there's a baby gecko just staring at me. It's
Okay.
just staring at me. It was legit just staring at me when I lifted my head up and I just see it on the wall staring at me.
La creatura. Alright. So as you're poking around, you find a number of very small greenish crystals that are just kind of scattered around the ground. In fact, you nearly step on a couple of them. They're not much bigger than like a large mushroom, I would say. However, you do remember, though it is now choked by algae, there are much larger bluish crystals that are under the water. Though they are nothing but a faint blue glow from under the algae now.
Okay. Yeah, while I'm approaching the crystal, I'm gonna talk to Casey a little bit. Basically. Have you been feeling alright?
I don't know. Just weirdly tired. But like antsy.
Is it like actual exhaustion? Or is it like mental exhaustion?
I guess it's mental.
I mean, you're kind of a ghost, so I was wondering how that would be in terms of physically exhausted, but...
She kind of looks over to, like, the nearby sunset. Do you ever feel like you're missing out on something you should be there for?
Talk off out of character. Fuck you, Cinder. I mean, yes. All the time. Why?
We mean all the time.
I mean, I grew up in a situation where I couldn't do stuff. But why are you feeling like that?
I don't know. That's the weird thing. It's like we're not missing anything. There's not anything important.
I hate you, Cinder.
I don't know. Just got this weird feeling. Are we being watched right now? She kind of like looks around.
Are we? Can I do like a...
Give me a perception check.
Yeah.
With your charisma modifier, if you'd like.
Yeah. So that would be... Okay, that would literally only be one more better, but you know, that's one more better.
Yeah.
21.
I think I've let you have expertise on these types of checks in the past, but... Yeah.
Okay, well then it would be like a 25.
Incredible. Yeah, I think that's how we've done it before. I've called it like the spellcasting ability check, and I'm giving you expertise because it's ghost-related stuff. Casey's kind of like looking around, and she kind of stops towards the center of the pond, and you kind of follow her gaze, and you can see the skeleton there. Its hand is just long since fallen limp since you took the short sword that it held in its death grip. It's kind of like half covered in algae, like working its way up the ribs, not quite having made its way to the skull yet, but kind of getting to the back of it. And at first you think it's about to move, but then you can kind of sense a bit of a larger presence kind of hanging over it. Kind of just stares back at you silently. Well, I don't know. Is it silently?
It's intently staring silently.
There you go.
Sort of tell it's looking at you, trying to, it's almost seemingly recognizing you for a little.
Kind of just staring back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Casey kind of pipes up. Are we going to have a problem, or are you just going to keep standing there?
I think we are going to have a problem.
Yeah, what's your problem, tough guy?
Okay, Casey.
You're not intimidating over there. I just want you to know that.
Casey.
Casey's not helping.
Hi. Hello? Are you okay?
You're the other. You wouldn't happen to have taken my sword, would have you? Would you?
just like, ooh.
Ooh, like, it's just, I like to imagine Alephawn just like, ooh, I did do that, didn't I?
Oh, was it, I'm gonna pull out the +1 black short sword. This one?
Yes. Yes, that one. What gives you the right to take my things?
Casey kind of looks at you. Did you take his sword?
I didn't know that it was his sword.
I was holding onto it in a death grip.
I didn't know that there was a spirit attached to it.
Why would you take from the dead in the first place?
Because I have to take what I can, opportunity-wise. Sorry. I am.
Give it back.
Where is his skeleton?
It's just the top half of the torso on the rock in the, not quite the center of the pond, but not too far away from the center.
Alright, I'll try and approach.
There are kind of like oversized lily pads that, connect that rock. You could jump to.
Yeah, I'll try and just, like, go
the
through.
The algae is not thick enough to stand on, obviously.
I'm gonna try and just go through into the corpse, the skeleton.
Give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay.
I know what you're doing, but, I like to give the options anyway, just so it's clear that there are options.
21.
21. You're able to make your way over quite deftly. Some of the lily pads do bend under your weight more than you're necessarily comfortable with.
I can get a little wet. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
When Alephawn gets to where the corpse is, she's just gonna stick the sword back by the body.
Okay.
Thank you.
So how long have you been here?
Why do you care?
For how long? Like,
A while.
very descriptive. Kinda looking around at all the other corpses. So, sorry, I don't want to assume if they're like part of your team or whatever, but
They were, yes.
are they here as well?
A great team. A great team. A wonderful team.
And
Yeah, it must have been pretty wonderful to wind up here.
Shut it, child.
Don't child me. How old even are you?
Child.
I died as a child. That doesn't mean I stayed a child.
You act like a child. Immature.
How old are you?
Okay.
How many years have you lived / been dead?
Slash! Sorry.
She did not just say slash, bro.
Whatever.
Oh God.
Dead.
How many years has it been since you were born, huh?
Okay, yes. Okay. Listen, I apologize for taking your sword. At the time, I was not aware that you were still present here.
Right. Whatever you say.
Well, we're here to collect some crystals. So I guess film is beyond that. I don't know, I'm gonna go collect a crystal now. See ya, dude. I'm already in the water. I'm gonna go try and collect one of the big water ones.
Alrighty. So you're gonna dive down into the water and collect some?
Yeah, I'll try.
Make me a strength saving throw, if you wouldn't mind.
No. Okay.
No. No.
No.
Not a strength saving.
Oh God.
No. Okay.
Guys,
Here we go. Fun.
Do we take it or do I use lucky? Do I take it or do I use lucky?
That's That's up to you.
Guys, the crowd.
Mm.
I think it would be funny if
know.
I took it, but also
Oh wait, that's a nat one?
Yeah,
That's a nat one.
Oh goodness me.
I feel like it'd be funny if I took it.
95% chance that lucky improves your roll.
I know,
Hey,
but I
man,
think
no.
it would be funny
It
if
would
I
be
took
funny.
it. Right?
It would be funny.
Are you gonna
Right?
take it?
Funny.
I don't know. I'm fucking drowning, I guess.
Okay, roll a d2. If it's 1, you take it. If it's 2, you use lucky.
Sure.
Sure, I can get behind that.
I love getting a nat 1 on my strings to even throw that suck at. 1, I take it. I fucking drown.
Oh, you take it. All right, fuck it. You kind of wade into the water, and eventually you just decide, fuck it, because you're on this rock and it's hard to wade in, so you just jump in and you sploosh into the water. As you do so, you kind of break through the algae that's covering the water's surface, and you see you see a particularly large crystal, just right about the same, just a bit bigger than the one that Jasper grabbed from Greta's stash. And you begin to swim down to it, and then your arm catches and begins to get yanked up, and you get yanked up by the other arm, and you find yourself each limb, both arms and legs pulled out, pulling you out fully, making it hard to pull back in as the algae holds you in place, holding your head underwater.
Hit. Alright, I'm gonna try and cut into the algae, I guess. See if I can do that.
Well, you're gonna have a little trouble doing that because both of your arms are held in suspension right now.
Okay. Oh god, okay. This is bad. Why did I roll on that one?
And why did you keep it?
I was curious. Okay. Let me think what I can do. Can I just try and get my arms out? First things first.
Yeah, you can try to make an athletics check.
Oh god, it's always athletics. Is that all
of course
you say?
It is. I give you options.
4.
Oh boy. Okay, you with one arm and again, and it almost seems to pull back tighter, like leaving your arm stretched out even more, and you're not sure you can move that arm anymore. You can feel yourself beginning to run out of air. You have 2 more turns to do something.
I can do, possibly.
Yes, give me a minute.
Are you gonna?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see what my options are.
I was gonna think of something, but I don't think I can speak in this moment because I can't. Damn, verbal components. I was thinking I could try an Eldritch Blast because I've never actually done that before, but I can't because it's a vocal component and I'm drowning.
Okay, how do I...
That arm is currently held in suspension, but you still have 2 turns to try something.
Mm-hmm.
You can Eldritch Blast, but it would probably come at the cost of one of your turns of air that I'm giving you for this.
Mm.
I mean, you can cast any spell by that matter.
I'm gonna see what pitch does, and then I'll jump in, maybe.
Right.
Okay, I'm looking at... Okay. I'm gonna try and... I think I'm gonna try and just yank my hands free again, and this time I will use lucky if I roll shit.
Alright, go for it. You actually kind of feel with your other arm.
God!
Casey
What are
beginning to try
my rolls? Okay, I'm gonna use lucky.
My god. You pull with the other arm and you can feel Casey trying to pull with you, leveraging your muscles to the absolute greatest of their ability. And unfortunately, it's just not enough. Now both of your arms are locked in suspension. You can still move your torso and your legs, and I guess your neck, but you are becoming increasingly entangled in this algae as it kind of slowly creeps over your limbs further and further, restraining you more and more. You've got 1 turn left before you begin drowning.
How deep is the water?
15 feet, maybe.
Ugh, okay, so I can't just like go down and kick myself into the fucking air. Yeah, this is annoying.
Here, can I
Yeah, Ghost,
pop
you want
in?
help?
Okay. Yeah. As you're struggling and kicking and thrashing about this algae, you see this ghost sort of pop its head underneath the water and look at you. It just says, "I thought you'd been here before, don't you know? Gotta yeah." That's not how you do it.
I'm just gonna like glare at him. This isn't the right time. This is not the best time for a chat, okay?
Yeah, what would you do then, wise guy?
Calm down. No, that's what I'm saying. Calm down.
You mean calm down? She's drowning!
Stop thrashing about. How about you listen to me? Just relax. Dang.
This is a quicksand like thing, huh? Okay.
What do you do?
I'll try and listen to the ghost's advice and just stop thrashing. Just try and be as still as I can and not drown.
Take a moment to kind of still yourself, which is partially good because it stops you from like exerting oxygen that you have. You kind of just let yourself float, try and be buoyant, and slowly the algae seems to kind of like untense around your arm, and you're able to kind of like slowly and very carefully slip an arm out, which allows you to then push your neck up above water.
There you go. Take that as a thank you for giving back my sword.
Thank you. Yeah, that'd be the worst way to die.
Yeah, not your greatest work.
No, definitely. I've been like through so much worse.
After everything, this would almost be disappointing.
I know.
Be embarrassing.
Well, now what?
I still have to get. I'm gonna try and look for a crystal more on the shallow side for a chance.
All right, give me another perception check.
Oh boy. Let's not drown.
Let's not drown. Yippee!
21.
21.
See, now I'm getting good rolls.
You slowly and very gently pull yourself up out of the algae, taking great care to not make any sudden movements, and then make your way back along the lily pads. And as you're kind of getting a larger view of the pool, you realize, quite ironically, on the edge of that rock outcropping is a moderately sized, just about the right size crystal that is kind of like on the side of that outcropping and maybe only about 6 feet under.
Okay. Alright, I'll try and get that one. And not drown.
Alrighty. You kind of make your way back over to the rock and very slowly and very gently slide yourself into the water, taking a big breath at the end and coming down on it. And you kind of get down, like, face at the crystal. How do you want to try and get it out?
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna try it first. I'm gonna try and, like, dig around. Like, is it, like, sand or is it, like, mud?
It's like hard rock.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
It's stone.
And if I might have to. I'm gonna go back up for a second because I'm thinking about this now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm thinking about testing it with one of the smaller crystals and seeing whether or not I can like cut into it, like mine it out with like something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go more to the shore and just try and cut out a crystal and place a thing on it to see whether or not the energy and the power would stay in there.
Right. You kind of dig the dirt around it with your dagger and manage to cut it out. And it kind of has almost these like wiry roots at the bottom that are the same color as the others, and they slowly begin to like fade away as you're holding it in your hand before you like put on the thing and it latches onto it and it kind of like goes back to full brightness.
Okay. Alright, then yeah. I'll try and find that crystal again and try to do something similar to that with,
All
I
right,
know
now
it'd be
those ones are in
tougher.
the dirt. This is in
Yeah,
hard rock
I'm aware.
and underwater. So I'm gonna say, you know what this can actually be? This can be a thieves' tools check, I think.
Oh, huzzah!
Yeah. I mean, like, what better tool for this than a crowbar, right?
Oh my
To
god,
pry it
it's
out of there.
finally the crowbar that I've had in my
The
inventory
crowbar!
since session 1.
Let's
I've had this
go!
crowbar for so long.
It's crowbar time.
Alright. What?
Yeah,
And it
the
did not disappoint.
crowbar.
Crowbar.
Let's fucking go. We love the crowbar. You're
Crowbar.
able to get in there and kind of like put your feet on the rock and with your arms take the crowbar and slowly make a little bit of a wedge in there that you then shove the crowbar in and slowly like kind of it comes out and you have to grab it very quickly and shove the thing on while underwater, but it kind of goes back to full radiance. So you hold it in both your hands and you come out the top of the water, kind of like throwing it back on the rock so you can pull yourself up.
This is a giant hassle. Why? God. Okay. I should. How big is it?
A little bit bigger than your head, I'd say.
Okay. I'm gonna try and get a second one. Maybe a bit smaller than that, but just try and get a second one. That's just so I have more options than just one and then it dies or something and then just everything goes to shit. I have to.
Well, a tiny problem with that before you go and
Oh,
do
did
that.
I
You
only
have
get
one
one?
thing.
All right, never mind then. That's
Unless you want to say that you took the others from the yellow ones, but that would probably depower them.
okay.
And you're not sure you want to fuck with Greta's stash like that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right, then yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, I got this one. When would the ship be back? Question mark. Center.
Tomorrow morning.
Okay, so I have to
So
camp out here for the night.
You've got like 8 hours to yourself.
To myself.
Well, you know.
Myself and the two ghosts there right here.
Alone together.
So, what's your name? And turn to the other ghost.
I assume this is like smash cut to you having like a little campfire on the rock next to the body.
Sure.
That's what I'm seeing in my head.
Sure.
Maybe get like a big leaf from a tree and like set up a tiny little like roof area.
Yep.
As it slowly starts to rain.
It's Harlan.
Sorry, Void, I did not hear.
It's Harlan.
Oh. Well, my name is Alephawn. This is Casey.
Hi.
Hi.
You fought the Hydra?
Yeah, I tried to get rid of it.
Why?
It was a nuisance. Also, I didn't want to get the assembly involved.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. I just know a rogue's issue with the assembly. Why aren't your, other... Maybe this is a bad question. It was just, why is it just you here?
Hmm. Hmm. Why do you want to know?
I don't know, because it's really weird to have one alone and sad ghost here when he's surrounded by other corpses.
Casey.
He's not sad.
Casey!
I don't know, you seem pretty sad to me.
Casey, may I remind you that you were also a lone ghost in
Okay.
literally possessed me not to leave you.
Okay. Look, pot calling the kettle black. I get it. I don't care. He's still alone and sad.
Projecting.
You're alone and pathetic.
I mean, it's still a fair question.
Yeah, why are you alone?
Mm. Mm. Yeah, God. I don't think the others saw what happened. No, they were all dead at that point, actually.
Well,
Shut up. The cleric of our group, Salem, the bastard, used me as bait for the Hydra to get away. So, cleric of life domain my ass. Fucking bastard. And what about you, child? Why are you still around? It's
I'm
only
pretty
fair
sure
I
my
ask.
older sister murdered me. Like 96% sure at this point.
What about the 4%?
I don't know. Tripped and fell in the night, but I don't think you become a spirit if you do that, so pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, Casey kind of like, because I imagine that she's like kind of just like sitting next to Alephawn, kind of like pats her knees. Any reason you're sticking around? You gonna haunt this pond for the rest of it, however long?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really move now, can I? I'm just sort of stuck. You obviously have experience with ghosts. I thought you would know that.
Sorry, I did not understand what you said there.
You obviously have experience with ghosts. I thought you would know that.
Kind of. I've talked to other ghosts, but most of them aren't as chatty, I guess, as you. Besides Casey,
Chatty.
most of them are just kind of almost like slivers of themselves, you know?
Hmm.
They don't really talk. They either stare or they like mutter or they I'm not sure. It matters on the ghost.
You're not sure.
I'm new to this whole thing, okay? I've only been able to see ghosts in like, I don't know, a couple months.
Hmm.
I'd say like 3 months at most. I'm still very new to this.
And you haven't read a book?
Yes, I've read a
About it
book.
at all?
Yes,
Doesn't
I've
seem
read a
like
book.
it.
I
Means like a book on ghosts, dummy.
I've read yes, I've been to classes about occultism. I know about ghosts and spirits. I mean,
Doesn't seem like it.
do you? Okay, well then, tell me what you know about ghosts and spirits. I mean, I would love to learn more. Why are you tethered here?
I was the fighter, not the cleric.
Then I don't know how you think that you can judge my ghost knowledge.
Well, it seems for someone who has done research on ghosts, you seem to know so little. Just saying.
Buddy, do you even know why you're here?
The cleric. I would really love to kill the bastard. Really, truly.
Hmm.
Can't move from here.
So sorry. So your team here.
Mm-hmm.
Your cleric. He just dipped, and now you want to kill him?
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty fucked to,
Oh no,
abandon
definitely
a group of people who thought you were gonna fight a Hydra with them.
Oh no, definitely.
Especially when you're the healer. I mean, that's ooh. I mean, you could maybe do it without like one of the frontliners. Without the healer, that's
But what are you going to do about it?
Hmm. You know what? I'm not too sure. Maybe if he ever comes back, I'll kill him then.
You think he would actually come back to... How long ago was it?
Kind of sort of a blur. He looks at his body, obviously a skeleton at this point.
You think it's probably been maybe half.
What was that?
Just in terms of like a timeline perspective, it's probably been about half a year.
Half a year-ish. Yes, half a year-ish.
I don't know. I feel like if he was going to come back, he probably already would have.
I'll just let the
like
consumer from the inside out then.
I guess. Okay, but like, how would you do it? Because now I'm curious. Let's say he did come back. What would you do?
Yeah, I mean, like how physical can you be with the world?
I mean, I'd probably make an attempt to possess him, get him in the algae, drown him. Easy.
I mean, the algae is very drownable.
Yes.
Yeah.
How you haven't been dead for that long, so I'm just wondering on how I don't really know the rules about how long a ghost needs to be living or not living. How long a ghost needs to be around.
Wrong word there, friend. Wrong word there.
I'm not really sure how long a ghost needs to be around to possess someone.
I don't know. I didn't see people
Neurotype.
for like at least like 100 years. I don't know. You kind of lose track after a while, but I didn't see anybody to possess for at least 100 years. So I don't know. You might have some trouble with that, pal.
I could test it on you.
You could try.
Could try. You seem to be rather possessive
Thank
in
you.
this one.
Trust me, I can tell you from experience, she's a tough nut to crack.
Genuine compliment. Thank you, actually.
Don't get used to it.
Yeah. Honestly, you can certainly try.
Could I try?
Please, go ahead.
Alright,
Alephawn, make me, I'll say a wisdom saving throw, but given the circumstances, I'm going to give you advantage.
That's fair. My wisdom save is actually really bad.
Consider this Casey making the save with you to also repel him.
Yeah. My wisdom save is really
fair.
not that good.
Look, dog, you can't possess something twice.
19.
19. I'm going to say that's
Edgeworld reference. Woo, woo, woo.
Okay,
What?
thank you, Spud.
What?
Thank you for catching
What?
on.
What?
Spud caught my
Wait, was that
reference.
intentional?
Yes, it was intentional.
Oh my god, I love you.
Wait, what reference?
You can't possess something twice.
For what? What's the reference to that?
Edgeworld. It's a thing Tom says in Edgeworld once. A
No,
ghost
I've
tries to
never
possess
seen
him, and
that.
he can't be possessed, and he's like, "How?" And Tom goes, "You can't possess something twice." And then his eyes turn red. He's possessed. Whoa. Anyway.
I've never watched that world.
I got
Don't worry
19.
about it. 19. That's definitely a success, I would say. Harlem, you kind of try to make your way in, get some kind of grip over the mind of this admittedly very strange tiefling. But it is exceptionally difficult, not only due to your inexperience, but also because you are fighting a 2 versus 1 battle. And you get the impression quite quickly that even just one of them on their own could easily push you off. Either one. Which is, a bit embarrassing that this little girl could probably overpower you in ghostly prowess.
Kid. Politely.
Oh, wow, look at that. I just, move my fingers.
Wow. Nice work. Man, that was really impressive how you possessed her like that. Wow. So you really think you're going to be able to deal with that guy on your own? Isn't he like a cleric? Aren't they good at dealing with undead?
Yeah, I mean, Mars is a cleric. But decently, yes.
That's like the opposite of undead. I feel like they'd be pretty good for it.
I mean, yeah.
It's not. This isn't fair in the first place. You two are very strange. But you have help with this.
Yeah, it takes one to know one.
Patronizing child.
Okay, I mean, I think I could have done it without Casey's help. And I definitely think that Casey...
do it without her help. Go on, do it without her help, then.
Okay, fine. Casey kind of puts her hands up. Go for it. Try, I dare you.
Giving it, then yeah, eventually you can, that's not really how this works. You don't get multiple shots to try and possess this guy you're trying to kill.
Somebody thinks they can't do it by themselves.
Okay, fine. Try and possess me. Again, I guess.
Go for it. Are you gonna try, Harlem?
Yes.
Okay. All right, wisdom saving throw.
All right. I will use lucky if I actually fail this, because that'd be really embarrassing.
Oh my fucking god.
17!
Nah, you're fine. You're chilling.
He's getting very visibly upset. Shut up.
I'm sorry. It's so funny. You're. Ugh. I can't.
Can I pick Casey up and toss her?
Do you want to try and go over to the spirit of Casey?
Yes.
Casey's still kind of giggling to herself, and while she seems like she's off guard, you kind of move over and put your hands out, and there's almost this shock wave that pushes you back, and even in your incorporeal form seems to sting. And she kind of stops giggling and looks at you. Don't ever try me again.
The fuck was that?
Like I said, I've been a ghost for a lot longer than you.
I don't like your tone. I really don't like your tone.
Well, the question still stands about what your, I guess, ghost future is here. We already kind of ruled out possession.
It is not fair with you. You are a strange.
It's not fair
tiefling.
with a cleric either.
Who knows if you'll be able to see me first?
And probably not.
I mean,
but
if you're
still.
so weak, I don't think it's going to matter much.
Yeah. It's like a light breeze.
Oh my.
Double bullying. Let's go.
This is terrible.
You keep being so mean to him.
I'm sorry. I always, up until this point, I've slowly kind of been shifting the way I play Casey to be kind of like the bad cop to Alephawn's good cop. But when Alephawn joins in, it's just mean.
So mean.
I don't know how this is gonna turn into like, hey, you should join us, but it's gonna somehow turn into.
I have no idea either.
You're being so rude to him.
If I can, out of character, give a suggestion, I feel like Harlem would possibly follow them out of spite. Partially because I feel like Harlem feels really humiliated by Casey and wants to one up her somehow.
Yeah. Bro's getting stomped on by a child.
I wouldn't feel too insulted. I also got totally possessed by her and just incredibly, what's the right word here? Mentally fucked over.
Oh,
yeah. I did spin your head around 360 degrees that one time.
Yeah, that hurt a lot.
I know.
But okay, okay, I'm gonna, by the way, while making food, I'm gonna I don't know, I'm gonna leave an extra plate for the ghosts, just I don't know, offerings, I guess.
Yeah, sure. We'll say you put together a very little slipshod fishing rod and actually managed to fish some kind of dinner out of this little pond, although it is actually quite difficult to get it out of the water on account of the algae. It's like you have to very gently pull it out of the water because you can't yank it.
And it keeps on flopping around.
Exactly. And there's one or two times where you think you're about to lose your dinner to the algae, but you manage to just barely sneak it out. And we'll say you put that on your fire underneath your very small little leaf hut that you made.
That algae sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you leave out a portion of the dish as an offering to the spirit.
I'll 2 plates, one for Casey, one for I forgot this guy's name.
Harlem.
It's on Discord.
Oh, sorry.
Void's Discord name is Harlem.
Okay, Harlem. Thank you, Harlem.
Can't possibly forget.
Yes, Harlem. Sorry, I just saw the images in culture. He's so fucking loser. He's such a loser.
I can't believe this. It's fucked up. Fucked up. Fucked up what Casey and Alephawn are doing to this man. What did he even do wrong, dog?
Nothing.
Other than have a little bit of an ego and be proud of his adventuring party.
No, that's fine. It's just, if you're gonna have that much of an ego, you gotta show it,
You gotta be able to back that shit up, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll say, for the time being, Alephawn, you're camping out here for the night?
Yeah.
There's a little bit more kind of idle small talk, but eventually you do have to go off to bed so that you can wake up early enough to actually, row back to Rogue and then catch your boat before it sails off without you.
Would it be so silly of me to try to possess her while she's dead? While she's
You
dead.
Fucking try.
You can try.
I can try. One more time. Third time's a charm.
Alright. Alephawn, eventually you do go to sleep. And Harlem, you're gonna try and possess her while she's asleep?
Yeah.
Casey's right there.
Alright.
Shut up.
Alephawn, give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage. Casey's presence quite literally overrides the disadvantage from being asleep. And
Wait,
replaces it with advantage too. Just
okay, got
fuck
it.
you.
Okay. Uh, 21.
20? No, it's not 21. It would
No, 'cause
be
it's-
like
Oh shoot. Sorry. No.
It'd be
My
18.
brain. I wrote the wrong one. It's 16.
Alright.
yeah, 16. Casey kind of just giggles from behind. You see her like
No.
you see her
shut
kind
up.
of slowly like creep up, like kind of like melting out of Alephawn's body.
Silence. Shut up. Shut up.
I mean, I'll give you credit where it's due. At least you tried while she was asleep. But I don't sleep now, do I?
Sure.
You guys really shut up, please. Like,
trying
you
to
guys
possess
may
you,
not need to sleep, but
nothing.
I do, and I also have really early. And also, what was the point of that? Like, okay, you do possess me when I'm asleep. What's your plan there?
I think it was just to prove a point.
Exactly. Thank you. The only good thing you've said so far.
Point not proven.
To be fair, that probably would have worked if I wasn't here.
Yeah.
But honestly, if the only people you can possess are people that are asleep on a rock right next to your corpse, I don't think you're gonna have any luck with that cleric guy of yours.
Yeah, also, like, again, have you seen anyone else other than me and, like, my team?
No.
Then why would he come back here? Especially if he, like, left his...
It's a possibility.
It is certainly a possibility.
Buddy, I think you are living on a prayer, and I don't think it's gonna work out for you. If you want to go get this guy, you're gonna have to find him yourself.
Hmm.
Alright, now I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay. All right.
Back to sleep.
Harlem, is there anything else you're gonna do in the night, or are you gonna actually fuck
No,
off
he's
this time?
he's fucked off for now. He's not taking it
Alrighty.
away from the fucking child.
Alephawn, you do have to wake up pretty early in the morning to start
Yeah,
your robot. So you wake up probably at the tender hour of like 5:30, the sun not having even begun to rise yet, but Casey able to, keep a good track of time via the stars and wake you up when necessary.
Thank you.
Kind of like, hey,
Yes. Yes.
hey, it's 5:30. We gotta go.
Alright, thank you. Thank you. Alright.
Mhm.
Packing up everything. I'm gonna look back at, see if Harlem's there.
Leaving already.
Yeah, I get an early.
You don't have places to be, unlike you.
Will you shut up? Are you capable of shutting that little mouth of yours?
Are you capable of doing anything of importance on your own?
Jesus Christ, Casey! Casey! Casey, that was a little too much. That was a little, like...
What would you suggest I do then?
I don't know. Figure something out. We're out of here. You have a nice not life. Bye.
Jesus.
If you
Did you
do,
say sus? Nar, what?
No, I said Jesus.
Oh, I just heard this. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, Alephawn, I imagine that you continue to pack up your things.
yeah, I'm packing up my stuff. I'm
Alright.
just,
You finish up?
yeah, I'm kind of looking.
Deconstruct your little
I'm
fort?
so tempted to like just be like, I mean, like, Casey, he could, and it would be funny.
Funny.
Are we really going to? Really? Him? This loser?
I heard that.
Yeah, we'll keep hearing it. Kind of like looks back to you, Alephawn. I could use someone to bully. It's your call.
So, God, fucking name. Jesus, Harlem.
Harlem.
I have
Harlem.
a really bad memory.
I know. Do you want to stay on this island?
Not particularly. There's not much to see here. Algae growing, crops rain every now and again. Birds pecking at my body.
Do you want to leave it? Because I just so happen to be a decently suitable host.
Suitable enough for it's this child. This really annoying child.
Thank you,
I
I
su-
try.
Yeah, I suppose that would be the con to that, huh? It's your choice. I'm not gonna try
It's
and.
either you deal with me or you never get revenge.
That's true. Suppose I could use help. But you, he points at Casey, stop insulting me. Swear. You need to stop talking. Stop talking for like 5 seconds or 5 minutes actually.
I'll dial it back a little bit.
Thank you. Is she being truthful with that statement?
Make me an insight check. We'll say you have a +2 for this, since obviously there is not stats involved for these ghosts. I mean, Casey does have a stat block somewhere in the depths of this server on my old PC, but I'm not gonna.
A fucking 8. An 8.
She certainly seems to be.
Fine.
Can I do an insight check?
Go ahead. I'll say you can have advantage because you've been around Casey more than long enough now that you kind of know her tells, and also you do like indirectly probably feel her emotions a little bit, so it makes her a lot easier to read. Yeah. Oh, what if like you know how like the body physically shows signs of lying and stuff? Mm-hmm. What if when Casey lies, your body does that?
I like that. I think that's funny.
That's pretty. I like that a lot. She's lying a little.
Are you gonna say?
She's gonna dial it back a little bit, but just a little bit.
I roll my eyes. Like
eventually she'll get bored.
Okay. How I'm trying to think of like what's a proper way of like I don't know. Cinder, I don't know what the proper way of doing this is, like linking the souls.
I would say there's probably two ways to do it. One being bonding with the body directly, the other being with an object. In this case, I think there is a very obvious object with which to use as a bonding tool, one that you are both quite intimately familiar with.
I've used it to kill, yes.
What did you say?
I've used the short sword to kill. Okay. Do I have your permission to use the short sword as your, like, I guess, holder? Best way to say it?
Sure.
Okay. I will grab the short sword and get a new ghost.
Take it back out of the hole that you jammed it back into and kind of hold it out to Harlem. And Harlem, how do you think it looks when you bond to the blade?
Oh,
it doesn't have to be anything special. If I can make a suggestion, I like to think that the entrails like wrap around it and kind of like cause the blade to drip with Harlem's blood. But that's just me.
I like that idea.
Right, there you go. As Harlem kind of slowly fades in, you watch as like the sword kind of like pierces into the entrails as he kind of slowly fades down into it, and the blood drips down and just kind of like barely touches your finger before it falls to the ground, before fading back into nothingness. As Harlem fades away and the blade seems to have taken on a new presence.
Okay, you're still around, right? I didn't just like absorb your soul into the.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
Oh, damn! I was hoping that.
Well, fuck off.
I kind of never did that before, so I was kind of nervous about that. I gotta go catch a boat. We gotta go catch a boat now. Let's go.
Yeah. And this has already gone a good bit longer than I think we had anticipated. So, for the sake of expediency, we'll say you do in fact catch your boat and go back to Jasper. And if you're okay with me skipping that scene for convenience,
sure.
The crystal that you picked up is more than satisfactory. He unfortunately does actually have to crush it into powder, but bringing it back the way you did allowed it to actually retain the power that is most necessary during the crushing process.
So I could have grabbed a smaller one and I didn't have to drown.
You know what? We'll say the excess powder actually will be handy.
Okay,
because
thank God.
he can, use that for other weapons, or possibly try to use it as kind of like an additional, like, enchantment device, basically making the enchantment either more powerful or more stable. We do know that he is going to be working with unstable materials to some degree in this, based on what has been discussed between him and Doc.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll allow him to control the end result a little bit better than he otherwise would have been able to. And when I do the rolls for the weapon, I will factor that in.
Neat. Spud, listen to that. I helped you, Spud. I helped you lose
the form.
There you go.
Alrighty. Now, I don't think there's anything else we need to do, right? This was fun. This went better than I expected, honestly. So thank you all so much for watching the first Alephawn interlude. There may be more of these. I hope so. And we will see you very, very soon, because we're probably running D&D this week.
Huzzah!
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.